Hey folks, and welcome back to another episode of Straight Talk Whiskey. I'm Nick here with you as always. Thanks for joining us for episode number 132. So, today we have a rather wee bottle of Irish whiskey. It comes to us from the prestigious founder of Proper 12 Irish whiskey, Conor McGregor, of course. And we've got a really nice small Glencairn glass, as is fitting, of the bottle, and sort of my opinions on Conor McGregor, but nonetheless, I figured it would be a good idea to try it out. So you can obviously tell I've had some thoughts going into it, and seeing as how much time has passed since Proper 12 has been released, and the whiskey has hit my lips, you can also drive that from that situation. So we've got a blend. It's 40% ABV. The story, the background, really sort of, you go onto the website, and I will say one thing for them. When you go to the website and you go to the front page, it doesn't say, please enter your birth date, day, month, year. It just says, are you of legal drinking age? Yes or no, which I think is actually a really great thing. Now, they go into talking about, the founding of this, all that marketing stuff that, comes with that, looking for people that are true to the craft of Ireland and the craft of Irish whiskey making, blah, 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 all that sort of thing. And then they say that they have gone searching around the island of Ireland to find these people, who are true to Ireland and are true to the Irish whiskey and the craft of making it. And so they've landed on the oldest distillery on the Isle. And so one can only assume that they're talking about Bushmills, and especially since it's a blend of grain and malt whiskey, probably Bushmills. So anyway, let's give it a try. Now, initially on the nose, we get some nice, you probably didn't expect me to say that, notes of honey, a little bit of vanilla, a little sort of earthiness going on, slightly nutty, but not overly so, just a hint of it. Let's go in for the taste with our wee glass. Now, when you taste this, you're probably going to be a little bit surprised, because if you're like me, you go into thinking that, it's just Conor McGregor and his ego, basically, in the bottle, and would probably come out a little bit underwhelming. But what you actually get is something that, for the price range, right, the mid-20s, depending on where you are. I can't remember how much the 375 milliliter bottle was. Probably the sub-20, mid, probably 15 or 16 bucks for this, after all the taxes that we've got out here. And it's actually pretty good quality for the price. The bang for your buck is actually pretty decent here, or at least on par with some other entry-level whiskeys that you might have. I'd associate it similar to Paddy's if I had to. What you taste, again, is soft. You get a little hint of honey, a very, very slight hint of vanilla that's going on in there. And the finish isn't overly long, but I wouldn't expect it to be, especially at the 40% ABV. This is probably going to be a good Irish whiskey for somebody who hasn't really dove off the deep end or dipped their foot into the waters of whiskey in general, or Irish whiskey at all, and are just looking to see how is it different than the bourbon that I've had before, so on and so forth, scotch, gin, wherever they're coming from, probably some vodka or some other thing. But it's a good entry into it because it doesn't overpower the senses. It doesn't sort of force you to be tasting things that you may expect in like a single pot still Irish whiskey and those notes, and sort of having a discerning palate about what goes on in there. It's a good way and unpretentious. I dare say those words out of my mouth. With Conor McGregor backing this, but it is. It's sort of just what we got going on here. So if you're looking for something real cheap and you're looking at Jameson and Bushmills or even Tullamore Dew, probably Jameson though, and you're like, oof, do I really want to spend that even on an Irish whiskey? I would go probably with the proper 12 because smart money is that the proper 12 is going to be there. For some reason or another, it appears to be on almost every single shelf that I see that is carrying Irish whiskey. I don't know how, but their distribution is pretty good. So whoever they've gone with for that, I'm sure the money that Conor McGregor has can get him there. So good on him for it. In terms of the other things on the bottle that some other folks might care about, I don't know. I didn't look into it that much because I really didn't care at first. With the master distiller, I'm going to guess that it's a I don't really know who it is. On the bottle, it's got Conor McGregor's signature on it, and underneath it has his name printed out. With the master distiller, it has their signature, and then it just has their title underneath. So instead of saying like founder and having Conor McGregor's signature above it, and master distiller and their signature above it, you've got Conor McGregor listed without founder and a signature. So I'm not sure exactly who it is. I don't know if they're just implying that it's the master distiller at Bushmills, but I didn't really care to go in and look at it. You will be surprised to know that it's a fine blend of golden grain and full flavored malted barley. So none of this half flavored barley that you might find in something else, but it's properly balanced as well. That's the very good thing. So many imbalanced things out there, and rich and smooth, and a tiger with a crown on it, which is interesting. So yeah, needless to say, not as bad. Not a scathing review that you probably thought I was going to have, but also it's not something that I personally will be buying ever again. That's just not the market of Irish whiskeys that, I'm looking for, but nonetheless, there it is. So for episode number 132, that is it. And as always, if you're going to drink responsibly, and we will see you next time.